Hey, everybody. Looks like we have one person that is waiting in here with us. So I'll wait a couple of minutes until, see, I wonder if we can you even hear me, Meadow? We're using a new mic, so I don't know if you can hear me or not. So please put something in the chat if you can hear me. Oh, okay. So, okay, Meadow checked it for me. Thank you. So I'm glad that we're using the new mic because hopefully you guys will be able to hear me better. So that's a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that some more people will show up today. How is everyone doing? Who's all with me today? Everybody say hi so I can say hi back because I don't know who's in here. Meadow. Hi, Meadow. Silly. So today we're going to be coloring this little angel, and we're going to be coloring the little Yeti, and I'm actually going to do this Yeti as well, which is the other little Yeti from the stamp set. And we will also color the letters in this. This is part of the Yeti stamp set. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Sharon. Three of my favorite people with Meadow in here today, so that makes me happy. How does the microphone sound on you guys? Because I'm not having to talk very loud. Hi, Donna. Charleston, West Virginia. I wonder how far that is from me. I don't think that's very far. Oh, good. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, guys, because before I would barely be able to talk because my throat would hurt because the speakers on my computer aren't that fantastic, so I would always be talking really loud. And now with the microphone, I don't have to speak that loud, so that's really, really nice. So now I can save my throat. So I'm going to go ahead, and because we're about 4 minutes in, so I'm going to go ahead and do the angel. Meadow is probably, she's the one who actually colored this donut for me. I don't know what my issue was. Do you guys ever have those days where you're coloring and like nothing will come out right at all? So Meadow actually colored the donut for me because I just could not get the chocolate frosting. For some reason, it kept coming out really super dark. So that's the one nice thing about having Meadow as my team here with me, because now I can be like, Meadow, I can't do this. You do it. And she's like, okay. So Meadow's going to probably jump in today because I'm also going to do the cups too. But she'll probably jump in and do the donut because I'm still having issues. I don't know what my issue is. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the angel. That way Meadow can have time to warm up to doing the little donut because she has to warm up for that. So let's see. Alicia, have you watched Meadow's video for the Christmas retreat yet? So let's see. I'm going to start off with E11. Why am I saying Y? Oh my gosh, my brain is dead today. So see, she just has this morning, she's coloring Santa. Doesn't she sound adorable? I love the way she sounds. She hasn't listened to it, so she doesn't know what she sounds like. But I love her little voice on the video. So I love it. I love her little voice on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get just around her skin that's around her face, get her at the hairline. You guys have seen me do this plenty of times. Meadow, what do you say?
What?
Are you not reading the comments, girl? You're supposed to be my comment girl.
I do.
Oh, do I?
Thank you, Alicia.
I didn't realize I got them before you.
Yeah, you get them a few seconds before me.
Okay, so I'm also going to get, because this right here is supposed to be white on her eyes. So this part right here is her eyebrow. So, or her eyelashes, sorry, not her eyebrows. My brain, Lord have mercy. I think I need some ginseng or something. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and just go right around her eye there. And just make a circle to bring out. That way I don't go in either with the markers, because sometimes I'll like not be paying attention to what I'm doing. And I will just be like, ooh, let's just color everything. So I'm going to get right next to her sleeve and get the bottom half of her arms. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get her legs. Just get right up next to her dress. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and use E21 to pull that out. And I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. I'm going to soften up that E11 a little. There we go. And I'm going to go right, like, because this is her, the little line that's right here, that's not her eyebrow. That's her eyelid. And then this up here is her eyebrow. So I'm just going to put a little bit on her fingers. Her fingers are really small, so I don't really go into those a whole heck of a lot.
Kimberly says good morning.
Morning, sweetheart. How are you doing? Hope you are doing well. So that was E21. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the cheeks. So I'm going to use R20 first and just pull this out a little. And then I'm going to go ahead and use R30. Pull it out a little bit more, soften up that R20. Oh, yeah, just rub it in, Kimberly. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Stinker. So I'm just pulling out the E21 with the E00, but I'm not pulling it all the way out. And I'm just kind of going over the R20 and the R30 a little bit.
She gave you a crying, laughing face.
Yeah, Kimberly. Stinker. And if y'all have seen pictures of her pool, it's like a little oasis. So she's an extra stinker. Completely jealous, Kimberly. So now I'm going to go ahead and finish out her skin with the E000. Oop. Did that just get dark, Meadow? It got dark for me, so I don't know if it's dark for you. About the same? Okay. As Kimberly's floating in her pool, her little oasis, and dying of the heat, Yeah, we keep getting clouds going back and forth over the stupid sun. So there is her skin. Now I'm going to go ahead and use, I usually use RO2 for her tongue. And then I'm going to use E41 or E40, excuse me, E40 for her teeth. And then her eyes, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So if you get dizzy with this or anything, please look away. But I'm going to zoom in to do her eyes really fast. Let's see. I'm not sure what the index is here. I know, I don't know. Jake is dying of the heat, but it can be 70 and he's just dying and complaining. So I'm not exactly sure what he's doing. So I'm going to use BO4 first.
Kimberly said it's been a heat index of 108 here. Awful.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go, so this black line right here with the 2 white dots. Let me see if this makes it any better. Hang on, because I can't really see what I'm doing. Oh, a little bit too bright. Okay, there we go. Now I can see what I'm doing because the clouds keep going over the sun. So I just followed this little black line and pulled the BO4 down from the black line just part way. And then I'm going to use BO1. And I'm going to pull that down just a little bit. And I'm going to go right over the top of the BO4, but I'm still leaving a little bit of white at the bottom. And then I'm going to use B000. And I'm just going to go over the whole eye and pull the BO1 and the BO4 down. And then I'm going to use C1. And the black part of the eye indicates where the shadow is for the eyelid, because the eyelid will always give you shadow. So I'm just going to follow that black line and pull it all the way out to the corners of her eye. And that'll give you some shadow for her eye. And then last but not least, Kimberly's favorite. I'm going to be a stinker to Kimberly because she's being a stinker with her pull. I'm going to go ahead and put the white back in her eye. But I'm also going to I'm going to make a little dot and make sure there's lots of ink there. And then I'm just going to pull out. I'm not going to put the dots yet, but normally, because her hair, but normally I put little dots for a sparkle in her eye. I'm going to put another one on this side.
Kimberly gave me a bunch of laughy faces.
See, Kimberly knows it's all out of love. So that's how I do their eyes and their mouth, because I've been getting lots of questions about that lately. So I thought I would share that. The next thing I'm going to do really fast is her hair.
Kimberly said I love that so much.
You can do it, girl. Just make sure your dot's super juicy and then flick it out, okay? What are you laughing at, Meadow?
Juicy.
Meadow's over here laughing at the word juicy. She's so funny. So I'm going to go ahead and start at the crown of her head, or the part, whatever you want to call it. Because I guess the crown is like on the back where men get their bald spots, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just pull out some E53. I'm going to get the little bits back here the crown. Wait a minute, I just thought of something. Kimberly, you're in the pool floating. You better not drop your device. I just thought about that. That would be bad. So I'm going to pull up from the base of her little bun. And then I'm also going to go from the outside in. That way we have some white through the middle of her little bun. And then I will go ahead and get this part. And just getting all the bits that would have a little bit of shadow and making sure that I get the back
Kimberly said
bits of hair.
She said, I just have to worry about it overheating.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that would be, overheating would definitely be bad in your case or its case.
She said, my plan is to color the rest of the day.
Oh, nice. I want to get that little eagle that we have on the website right now, the little digital eagle. I want to get that done. 4th of July just kind of really snuck up on me. So now I'm just getting the other half going up from the bottom. That way I can get the white bit through the middle of her hair because I don't like drawing lines through it.
She said it is the cutest.
I love the little eagle. That one was a lot. That was a lot of fun. But like I said, it just 4th of July really snuck up. I didn't even. One minute I was doing prizes for the barn raiser, and the next minute it was July 5th. So I have no idea. So here's E51. I'm just going to try and go in between all of those lines that I just drew, colored on here with the E53.
Kimberly said I have it partially colored, and Sharon said the little eagle is adorable.
Sharon, yours looks fantastic. I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw that you had already done it. I was like, I looked at Meadow. I was like, they do realize they didn't have, the team didn't have to do this, right? It was just something fun for them. She's like, I wrote that. I was like, okay. So here we go. Now I'm going to use a little bit of E50 to fill in those little white parts.
Darren says, hello, ladies.
Hi, Darylyn. I'm glad you joined us. Did you get your nib out? Did you have to forcibly get it out? What happened?
Kimberly said everyone has colored so far has done amazing.
Yeah, all the cards. I mean, the coloring, the cards, everything are absolutely adorable. I totally agree. So now I'm going to go in with E50 just for a contrast color to kind of bring some of this out. So I'm going to go ahead and put some E55.
Darren said, finally, John got it out for me.
Again, forcibly, huh, Darylyn? So I'm just putting the E55 everywhere that there would be kind of a cast shadow just to bring like her bangs and things forward.
Darren said yes in all caps.
That actually, Darylyn had before we came on here, and I hope, Darylyn, you don't mind me sharing. But she was messaging me asking me if I ever had my nib, just like this part just rip off and there'd just be like a little tiny stem thingy hanging out. because the nib ripped apart. If that ever happens to anybody, it's because the nib is just old, and so it tends to just kind of shred. Um, and that happens a lot, and you just have to kind of, if that doesn't help, if you don't have tweezers and the tweezers aren't working, I've used my fingernails, or I've used the needle nose pliers and stuff like that to like rip it out. I mean, and you have to forcibly yank the thing out. It's terrible, but it just means that your nib is stuck because it's been in there for a while and it's old. So I think that's happened to everybody. But Daryl Lynn had one and she's like, what do I do? She's like, you want to buy some COPICs? She was getting frustrated. I was like, come join me on the live and then go back to it. Because it does. It gets frustrating when it won't come out.
Kimberly said, yeah. Thomas said, guilty. Darylyn said, use some patience first off. With a laughy thing.
Yeah, patience. Sometimes patience doesn't come in handy all the time, though, because you have to, I'm serious, you have to yank that baby out. It's like pulling out a tooth that doesn't want to come out, you know? So now I'm going to come up from the bottom a little bit with the E55. And then her back hair back here, I'm just going to go ahead and just fill that in because it's going to be dark anyways. It's going to cast a bit of shadow.
Susie said, hi, friends.
Hi, Susie. How are you doing? And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to smooth the E55 out with the E51. I'm just going to kind of go right over the top of it and smooth it out. Here we go. And her hair is done. So I'm going to go ahead and do her little gown. So I'm going to use W1 or W double zero. That's a mouthful for some reason. W0 and W1.
Emily said, I don't know how to describe well, but some of my nibs are slowly coming out. I have to push them back in.
When your nibs are doing that, sometimes they didn't get popped in all the way and they're not secure. So just mine, whenever I pop mine in, mine actually make like a little pop noise. And then I know they're in. So I'm just going to get the little creases in her gown. But I'm guilty of that too, Kimberly, because when I first started using my Copics, I actually used to leave them out more because I didn't realize that they would go in and you would make that pop noise until I went to Jennifer Dove's boot camp. And that's when she's like, why do you have them out all the way? Why aren't you pushing them all the way in? And she grabbed my marker and just went boop and it popped. So yeah. So just make it have that pop noise. So I'm doing a little underneath her arm, her sleeve, and I'm just bringing all that together. And then I'm just making a line right here and kind of curving the line so it looks a little bit more curved. And then I'm joining these two together.
Kimberly said, yeah, me too. I think you showed me that.
Let's see. If I did show you, I'm glad that I did because I don't remember. I barely remember what I had for dinner last night. So, and I'm just getting into her arms and behind her hands. Does anybody else have days like that where you just don't even know what you did yesterday half the time? So let's see, and then her shoulders. And then we got inside of her sleeves, but now I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to go all the way up to the edge of her sleeve right here, but I'm just going to go right about there.
Sharon said all the time, and Beth said greetings from Connecticut.
Hi, Beth. How are you doing? Sharon, thank you for making me feel like I am not alone. I swear my brain is like picking up, like if a child's cookie hits the floor, it's got a 5-second rule. That's about it. So just pulling out the W1 now with the W0. And I'm kind of just going over the top of it just to soften it up a little.
Beth said doing well, getting ready for my daughter's wedding in a few short weeks.
Oh, that's right. That is coming up, isn't it? That has to be stressful and exciting all at the same time. I remember when Jake and I got married, it was very stressful, but very exciting at the same time. Okay, now I'm going to pull everything out just slightly with the W00. Say that 10 times fast. Here we go.
Beth said stressful, exciting, and eating into my free time.
I'm going to get the rest of the inside of her sleeves. Yes, that's one thing about staying busy is that definitely eats into the free time to do what you want to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the Y21. I'm like, what colors did I use again? The Y21, and I'm just going to make some little dots. Make it look like her dress is a little sparkly. And I'm just going along where I did the W's. I'm not going all over the dress. Just kind of where I did the W.
Kimberly said I love her hair color combo.
Thank you, honey. It's just nice, a nice light little blonde. But then I'm also going to take the Y21 and I'm going to color in her shoes. And I'm going to color in her little halo. And now I'm going to take the Y26 and I'm not going to put as many dots because this is a little bit darker, but I'm just going to put in a few.
Beth said love watching you color.
Thank you, honey. Although you color really well, Beth. You are a definite natural with all of your other talents that you have. Okay, so there's the dots on her dress. And then I'm going to put this away for just a second. And I'm going to come in with my E84. Now, I've been using E84 because I don't know about the rest of you, but my Y28 always gets, and I don't know if it's my marker or what the deal is because I've had a couple of the E28 markers, but they always get gunky and gross. And so I just got fed up with using it, so I hardly use it anymore, and I switched it out for E84. And so I've been using E84 in place of Y28 for a while now, but I kind of like the way that it looks. So I'm just going to use the E84 for a bit of shadow, and I'm going to go along the bottom of her shoe.
Beth said, thanks, I showed off all my retreat projects and they were dry, well received.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that they were well received for you.
Sharon said my R29 does that.
Oh, see, R29 I haven't had any problems with, just the Y26. So I'm going back here on the crown, or on her halo, her halo, just because I don't know about you, but for me, if I do it this way, it kind of looks like it actually goes around to the back side. Like this is the inside of the halo.
Kimberly said, no way, I just bought a new Y28 because of that. Oh, and Beth said, very, not dry.
So now I'm going to use Y26. Wait, Kimberly, you just bought a new Y26 or a Y28 because of that? Have a good time, Alicia. I don't know where you're going, but have a good time. Hopefully it's not to work unless you have fun there. So now I'm going to color everything in. And I'm just going over the top of everything with Y26. But I am going to leave a little bit of space to go over it with the Y21 again, just to have a little bit of a highlight. There we go. And now I'm going to use the Y21 again.
Kimberly said, I believe it's the 26. I'll have to check. She also said my E40s are doing the same.
Oh, then it sounds like you might just need new nibs there. Sometimes like my caps need to be changed and stuff. And if I know a lot of people will save, they won't clean their caps. And I was taught to clean my cap because if you don't, then you don't get a really solid closing on your lid. And so that will also cause air to get in there. And the air is what will make the ink get clumpy too. So I always try to clean out my lids, but honestly, my pens are so gross because I haven't cleaned them since retreat. So they're a bit nasty. So please forgive the way my markers look. Hi, Linda. I'm so glad you just got your little angel like this too. So I hope you enjoy her. So let's see, BV20. I'm going to use this on her wings. So I'm going to go ahead and just get right here on her wing, and then I'm going to just pull it down. And I'm not going right next to the line, or at least I'm trying not to go right next to the line. But then I'm going to just get in between her little feathers here and right next to her dress. And I'm just kind of going in between. This time my hands are starting to get shaky, so it gets a little tricky. There we go. Just get in underneath these feathers here, wherever there would be shadow. And then I'm going to go ahead and use BV 000 to smooth this out.
Linda said I did. I'm excited to color her, just watching right now.
Well, thank you for joining us. I can't wait to see what she looks like after you get her colored up, Linda. Your coloring is always really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and get the other wing, and then we'll go ahead and put some sparkles on her. There we go.
When does it? Oh, thank you.
So now for some sparkles. I don't even remember where I put the sparkles before. Most of the time I'm just sitting there talking to Meadow and not paying attention to what I'm doing when I'm coloring. So this, I'm just going to put some white dots in with the gold dots. Because that just, I don't know why a white pen just seems to enhance everything. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to put a little dot on her shoe, and then I'm going to flick it out 4 ways. And then put dots for a sparkle. It just seems like the white just really, I don't know what it is. I used to always forget to put it on, but then I realized how nice it looked, and then I'm like, ooh, what's missing? Oh, the sparkle. There we go. So there is our cute, sweet little angel. So now I'm going to go ahead and color these little Yetis. I love the Yetis. They're my favorite. Sorry for putting my big old arm in the way. They're my favorite little fuzz balls. So I'm going to go ahead and do both of them. So let's move him out of the way. So we have both of these. I've colored them both. So I'm going to color him first because everybody seemed to really like his little colorings. Meadow, for some reason, I feel like this is the wrong color. What color was it 21 that I used? I really feel like R00. See, I told you guys, sometimes I just don't even remember what I'm doing. I think it was R21 that I used. What do you usually use with it?
I didn't color mine pink.
I know, but your favorite pink. This is your pink that I used. I need to put it in my Blendables book. So I have R32, R43, and isn't it 21? Oi, oi, oi. No, those aren't the colors I used. Are they? Hang on, we're having some technical difficulties here. Oh, you know what? It is. I did not use those colors. I'm gonna have to change my little color palette thing. So I'm using R20, R21, and R00. See, this is why you have children, so they can remind you of what you did, because you're not gonna remember. So R21, and I pretty much did the same thing that I did with the gown on the angel. And I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of outline his little hair. And I'm going to get around his face. I love these little guys. So I'm just going to get around, get all of his little hair. And in some cases, I'm not even doing like all of his hair. I'm just doing it on one side. And then I also got the inside of his little foot here. And then his arm. There. Kimberly, I like how your Yetis came out too. And Sharon, actually, I like how the whole team's Yetis came out. They're really cute. So while I've got this color, while I've got the Y21, I'm also going to get a couple of his little horns here. Now I'm going to use the Y21, or excuse me, the R20. Why am I saying Y21? Great day. Anybody got some ginseng? Really think I need some here. So now I'm just going to pull this out a little bit more. Make sure I don't go off the camera here. And I am in some spots kind of pulling it out a little bit more. Just to make him look a little bit fluffier. Get right up into his arm there, because he's going to have some shading there. Okay, get a little bit more on his little horns. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the R00, but I'm going to be pulling this out a lot more.
Really sad. And since I tripped off my angel face, I'm happy to report she was recolored and card completed.
That had to have been heartbreaking, Kimberly, when that happened. I couldn't even. I've had that done before. I was coloring. It was back when I was on the Aurora Wings team. And I was coloring. I had spent all day coloring a little sprite, and she looked amazing. And then it was the first time I ever used a Brother scan and cut. And it was one that I had gotten from a friend. And then it ate, I mean, like, ate the whole like dress and the berries. And then all that was left was her head. So it was kind of the opposite of what happened to you, but I was just like all day coloring and then bam. And then it was worse when I didn't even color it in first. It just made like little holes all over her little body.
Kimberly said, super frustrating lesson learned.
Yeah. Did you ever figure out if you had to do it like colored or not colored, or what the problem was, why the machine did that? I don't use a Brother. I just use the pick scan tool, the pick scan mat from Silhouette. So I don't know how. After the Brother ate that one thing, I was like, okay, no more, I'm done. So now I'm going to use R21, and I'm just going to put a few tiny little dots, because again, like the white pen, I'm not sure what this is that it does to my brain, but it makes it look all nice and cute and fluffy by just putting some dots in here. Maybe it's kind of like your brain going, ooh, sparkles. Not sure. So then I'm going to go ahead and use the R00 again and just put in some more dots.
That said, generally cuts a colored image better than, but definitely risky. I prefer cutting a stamped image.
Yeah, I just fussy cut. I kind of, unless I have a lot and I know that I can get it exactly right, I just fussy cut everything because I just don't. After coloring it, yeah, that one time did it. I'd had enough. It was fussy cutting for me. Okay, and then I got the little toenails. And I'm going to have Meadow remind me that I need to change the color scheme that I put on my my color palette. So the skin is the same skin I use for humans, only I didn't use E11. I just went with the E21. And I'm trying to find mine because I put it, I'm sitting here going, I know I put everything in the bucket. No, I didn't. I actually had it sitting right in front of me. So instead of E11, because I didn't want their skin to be super dark, I just went ahead and did E21. And I'm going to go along the hairline. And then I'm going to use R20 because we want a little cheek. Now, for me, when I was drawing this, I was just drawing it, and it had a cute little mouth.
Susie said so cute.
And I wasn't thinking about where the cheek would go because I wanted it to look like he was like chewing. So I'm just going to put the cheek kind of here. I just put some dots in there. And then I'm going to go over it with the R30. But the E00 is going to really kind of smooth all that out. And then I'm going to go with E000. What did I do with it? Here it is. So that is for his face and his hair. His little hat, I went ahead and just did dots. So I used BV20 to just put some dots in there. Thank you, Susie. Sorry, Meadow. I think you read her comment and I didn't hear you because I was too busy running my mouth. And then BV trip quad 0 to go ahead and fill the rest of that in. Now I'm going to use the BGs for his hat and the rest of his little horns. So I'm going to start off, wait, no, that's the wrong marker. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with BG23. And I'm going to get just like, I'm just leaving a little tiny bit of white on his horns. But I'm starting from the inside. And then his little hat, I'm just going to leave a little bit of white. At the top, I'm just getting next to his hair.
Darren said, since you store your markers vertical, do you keep them fine nib down since you color with that more than flat nib?
No, I just put them in. I don't pay attention to what side goes in. I just put them away. Darylyn, you should know me by now. I don't exactly pay attention to that stuff. I just do what I want to do because I can do it. So let's see, I'm going to get the rest of his little horns. And I'm going to do BG15. I'm going to get right next to his hair. On his hat.
Darylyn said okay with the laughy face.
Yeah, just like I used to be with Stampin' Up! And I was always told that you needed to store them upside down with the top lid part upside down. Yeah, I never did. So I put the BG15 on there. Now I'm going to use BG11. Just to smooth that out. And we are done with our little guy. I don't even think I put any sparkles in his eyes. Did I put sparkles in his eyes? Nope, I didn't. But you can put sparkles and stuff in his eyes if you want. Here, I'll do it to this one.
Beth said you really know how to bring your images to life when you color.
Thank you. There we go. Then maybe put a little bit of shine on his little horns. So there's that one. And then let's see, here's this little guy. So I'm going to get a drink just real fast. Okay, so, oh, that reminds me, did you take your Benadryl this morning? Benadryl, girl. So Meadow and I, most of you guys know we have rabbits. Well, we just recently realized that Meadow is allergic to rabbits. So she has to take Benadryl every morning now, or she just starts sneezing. So this little guy I actually colored with W's. Again, the same W's with the dress. So, because I kind of colored him the same way I did the pink one. So I'm just going to go along with the W1. And Meadow, did you guys see her little blue Yeti yes, it was for the hop yesterday, huh, Meadow? Yeah, so she did a really cute little blue Yeti. You want to grab that for me in case they didn't see it, Meadow? So here's Meadow's little blue Yeti that she did. Let me zoom out a little bit. Clear this up. Okay, maybe clear this up. There we go. Isn't that cute? I love how Meadow did this. And this is actually an old Cat's Pajamas die cut when they still had physical product. Here you go, Meadow. Your little card. Oh, now I can't see my Yeti. Great day. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just get the rest of this. Get his little feet. I love his little stubby feet, and then you got these little toes. I love that. So I'm just getting all of his little hairs and kind of pulling them out a little bit further. So, and then get around his little face. I'm pulling that out just a little bit more. So now I'm going to use the 0, the W0, and I'm just going to pull all that out a little bit more. There we go. One thing I do like coloring fur this way is that you can leave them mostly white, but they still seem to have, doing it this way, at least for me, it still seems to have a lot of character to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the W00. I'm going to pull that out some more and just kind of fill this in. Not all the way. I'm still going to leave them white. And you could even do this because I know a lot of people do. Gosh, I haven't even done a snowman in so long. Maybe I need to color a snowman. But I know a lot of people will use like the BVs, or they use the BGs, or even the just B markers, the lighter ones, to do snow. And you could even do that the same way with these instead of using the W's, because that would be cute. So I'm going to use W1 and just do a few little dots, make him fluffy. And you guys will laugh. So I wasn't really sure how to color his feet, if I should do it like skin tone like his face, or if I should do it white like his fur. So I actually watched Scooby-Doo to see what color the Yeti on there was. So I'm just getting a little bit of W underneath his arm for a shadow because I forgot to do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and use 00.
Kimberly said I love using the G double and the G triple 0.
Oh, green. That's a good one.
Drink water.
So just putting some more one. Ooh, the green one. That would actually look like that. There's a green monster that looks like a Yeti on Scooby-Doo too. So that would look like the green monster. Remember the one from the roller coaster one? What was it? Roller Coaster. That was what it was. Meadow and I will actually listen to Scooby-Doo while we're coloring because we already know all the words to it and we already know what's happening by just listening to it. So we'll have it on for noise just so that we can have something to listen to so it's not so quiet. And we know all of the Scooby-Doo stuff. So
He said it makes him icy looking.
that would be really nice. I'm going to have to try that now, Kimberly. So I'm going to go ahead and go around with the E21. Get his little nose, because his little nose pops out a little bit. And then I'm going to use the R20. That I'm obviously going to need to refill. Meadow, I'll put it over here. That way I remember to refill it instead of continuously using it. So, and then R30. Then we will use E00 to pull all of this out. And E000 to finish it off. Oh my gosh. Kimberly, did you ever watch him when he was Meadow's even laughing now. When he was in Criminal Minds and Penelope used to call him Chocolate Thunder. Did you ever watch that? Do you remember that? Well, we've been watching Criminal Minds since the kids were little. And Steven didn't realize that his name was Shamar Moore. And so Steven one time, I can't even talk. Oh my gosh. Steven one time called him Chocolate because he thought that was his name. So now that poor boy, he's 18 years old, and we're like, hey Steven, you want to watch some Chocolate Thunder? Oh goodness, that poor boy. Oh my gosh. You just brought back a very good memory. Thank you. And that boy is never going to live that down. He will never live that down. And he's just like, knock it off. I thought that's what his name was. I'm like, who in God's green earth would name their children Chocolate Thunder? Ah. He is very hot, but he also very much knows it. So now I'm going to go, if I can get my composure back, I'm going to go ahead and do his hat. So his hat, what did I use? His hat was, I'm pretty sure was B05. I don't have him in front of me, so I don't remember exactly what I did. I just know that I used the B's. And I'm going to go ahead and just do every other stripe with B. So 1, 2, 3, there we go. So just 2 stripes, I guess. And then I'm going to use B02. And B00. Now this one right here, the line doesn't really mesh up together. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my bead 000. And I'm really sorry if you guys hear some sirens going right now. Hopefully you don't hear them too much. But I'm just going to take it to the edge and make it a nice little line right there. So his little thing, we just have the little pom-pom left. So I'm going to go ahead and use BV20. But see, Kimberly, you do have one thing on me. The reason we watch Scooby-Doo and not SWAT or something like that is because I will sit there and just watch it. I will not get any work done because I will be wanting to watch the TV, not actually color. Because Shamar Moore is definitely drool-worthy. And Meadow's probably giving me, yep, she's making that face where she's like, ew, Mom, gross. So, and then here is BV quad 0. Just going to go ahead and pull that out a little bit. And go ahead and fill in the rest of his little pom-pom. Now go ahead and put a little sparkle in his eye. It is definitely a problem. It is a serious problem. And then go ahead, I'm going to put a little sparkle on his hat. Just because I can. And then we'll go ahead and put some little white bits in his hair, because then to me that kind of looks like it's snowing or something.
Darylyn says, has anyone seen the new movie called The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling? OMG, another hot one in my books.
I have not. I was looking at that the other day, but I usually me and the kids are watching TV together, and I'm like, hey, how about this one? And they were both like, no. So I didn't watch it, so that's just one I'm going to have to watch on my own. So, but yeah, that definitely looked really good. So there is this little dude. So the only thing we have left, where'd that donut go? There it is. So Meadow will do the donut, but first I'm going to go ahead and do the cups, and I will do this. A few people were asking me, I don't think anybody here, but a few people were asking me how I did the letters on this with the brown. So all I did was I'm going to take E23, and I just went ahead and did a bit of the bottom. I just thought it would be fun to color in the letters too if we wanted to. And then I'm going to go ahead and take BG11 and come down from the top. And you can do it the opposite way too. Sometimes it's easier to do the lighter over the darker. I never have like a really set whatever that I do. So you can do it either way. And then the coffee, I went ahead and used E21 because it kind of made me think of like, oh, here's the coffee. And then E21 was the cream. So that is how I did the letters. Okay, so now Darylyn and Kimberly, you're going to make me have to watch it. So let's see, the cups, I don't really like doing solid colors on my cups, but I also don't like spending a whole lot of time with them. So my cups, I'm going to use B15. I guess I have to do it this way. So I'm just going to use B15, and I'm just going to do some little stripes going in.
Danya said, love the letters.
Thank you, honey. I'm glad you got to join us. And then I'm going to use BG23 to pull that out a little bit. What?
Sharon said, I can't see Ryan Gosling as anyone but Barney.
Sharon, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I did not watch the Barbie movie. I was never into Barbie when I was little. I used to always pull her head off. Because I grew up with 6 boys. So, I mean, it was always G.I. Joe or something like that. So, my foster mom's parents would always bring me, Barbies and stuff like that. And, well, since I always grew up with boys, I always just, I would pull the Barbies' heads off and cut their hair. And I was really mean to Barbie. So I didn't watch the movie. So that's what all I did with that blue cup. And then for the frosting or the whip, I used E41, or was it E50? Let me look at my cup. That looks like E41. So where did I put that? Here it is. Let's see. And to test it, yep, that was E41. So I just went ahead and went around the edges, went underneath that little bit, kind of came up this way and made a swirl. And then you can also put some little dots in there if you want. And that's all I did. So then, let's see, the pink one, I did the same exact thing with the little one. I just went ahead and used wherever it went. So I'll use R21. So I just kind of did the same thing, but this one had the little line at the top. So I just kind of followed that little line. And I just make sure that my lines are kind of what is that word again? Yeah, just kind of curved. There we go. Sorry. But just kind of curved, and I left it, and I did the handle. And then what I do with R20, I keep putting, here I'm like, oh, I never put my pens away until I'm done. And here I keep putting pens away. Oh, that's why I put it away, because this needs to be refilled, so this might not come out right. So just pull that out all the way over to the other side. And then finish that part. Oops. And that right there. And then the coffee, I usually do, here it is, E21. And I fill that part in. And then E23, I just kind of go and just put some swirls in there. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can you see that okay, Meadow? The swirls in the coffee?
It's kind of blurry.
It's kind of blurry. Here,
but I think that's just YouTube.
Yeah, it might be YouTube because it's not.
Because sometimes it's clear, sometimes
Let me
it's
see.
blurry.
If I hold it up and adjust the camera. There, how's that, Meadow? No?
That's good. Now you can see it.
Okay.
You were a couple seconds behind, so I had to wait.
Okay, there we go. So now I'll just have to adjust the camera again. Look away, look away. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to let Meadow go ahead and come on over. What's that game again? Rover. What was the Rover game? Red Rover, come on over. Meadow, come on over. I don't remember. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move out of the way and let Meadow come and do that part for you. You gonna say hi, girl?
Hi. I'm gonna start with the icing bit.
What mark are you using?
E27. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine. So what part are you getting? Because your fingers are in the way, so we can't see.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just talk us through it, what you're doing.
Putting some near the little hole bit. And then I'm going to use E25, bring it out a little bit.
Kimberly, that's what you get. Meadow says, Kimberly says, now I'm going to have to go get donuts. That's what you get for sitting in the pool and teasing us.
And then I'm going to use, nope, we're not that one.
Which one are you looking for?
This one.
Oh, sorry. I moved your markers all about, Meadow.
I'm going to use E23 and just fill it in.
That looks really good, Meadow.
Thank you. Now I'm going to use E35 for the little bread bit. And I'm going to put a line under the icing. And then I'm going to make a few little dots on each side. Wow, I really went out of the line. Then I'm going to use E33 and just make more dots. And then kind of bring out that one line under the icing a bit. And make more little dots with E31. And just fill it in with a bunch of little dots.
So essentially what you're saying is daughter like mother, and they both love dots.
Yeah. And that's the little bread bit.
Kathy says, so darling for your little, I can't see the little behind that little heart.
So darling for your little girl doing part of the video. I love it. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Where
what?
is the E0 or not?
The E what?
There it is. I'm going to use the 0 and fix this because I really went out of the line. There we go. Did that just leak from?
Yeah, I think it did.
And that's little donut.
Kimberly says, perfect, Meadow. Beth says, way to go, Miss Meadow. Danya says, perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Did you use white on your little donut at all?
No, but I should add some.
And Beth says, now I want a donut too.
I'm gonna add some little shinies.
Sharon says great frosting colors.
Thank you. And you know, we'll add a sparkle for Kimberly.
So is Sparkles going to be Kimberly's chocolate thunder?
Nice little donut. You want your seat back?
So, well, we're all done. So I'll let you sign off. So we'll see you later, everybody. This is it for today. Go ahead and move all the things in.
What thing? These things?
And I am going to let Meadow go ahead and sign off.
Oh, yeah.
Kimberly's laughing. Darylyn said that looks delicious. So there we go. We hope you guys had a good time. We will be, what are we doing? Oh, next Saturday, if y'all are part of the Friends Who Like COPICtopia creative group on Facebook, we are going to be doing a Zoom craft day. If you guys want to come and craft with us, we would love to have you. And we will see you next weekend. Let's see. Kimberly says, have a great day. Susie says, thank you. You're welcome, Susie. Welcome, Darylyn. Welcome, Kathy. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And again, join us next week on Zoom. Join the group Friends Who Like COPICtopia Creative on Facebook, and you'll have the link to the Zoom. So we'll see you guys next week. Say goodbye, Meadow, and I'm going to let you to close it out.
Bye, everyone.